All right, Chad, how we doing tonight? How we all doing? Doing a lot better than I was. Kind of took the day sick. Wasn't feeling well earlier today. Wasn't feeling well. The that issue I get with migraines, it was that. It was actually last night, and I just got no fucking sleep. I'm so exhausted. I'm about ready to fall asleep now. I'm trying to stay asleep so I don't fall asleep too soon and really fuck up my schedule. Oh. When I called in, I just said it was a stomach bug. Like I don't even. I've had migraines basically all my life since I was a teenager, and they don't happen often, but once in a while they happen really bad. And I've kind of learned, like, just say it's something else. Like, nobody has any sympathy for you. You know, everybody's like, oh, whatever, it's just a headache. You fucking pussy. Jennifer Daw in the chat says, what's up, my Darkwing dudes? Exactly, we're getting dangerous. And yes, we were playing some Christmas music to start the show because it is Christmas time. Halloween is over, thus it is Christmas time. That's how it works. The Christmas posting will not cease until the new year. Dem's the rules. I'm ready. I'm ready. There's a couple of things for the old man I gotta get. Other than that, I'm ready, though. Since if you were a woman, they'd give you any day off you wanted. Yeah, you just gotta see female things or something. Cramps. Whatever. But I'm a man, so I gotta work. I mean, I probably could have gone in, but like, I was fucking exhausted. I really was. I was like, fuck it. Uh, you know, figure I'll stream, try and make a couple of bucks. But yes, Chad, I'm almost ready for Christmas. I am almost entirely ready for Christmas. I got, in fact, not only do I got most of the presents, I got them wrapped. They're up there wrapped and ready to go. Wrapped, little name tags on them and everything, ready to fucking go. Because come December, I like to be come really Black Friday. I like to be done. Black Friday, I put the tree up, and then I'm done any real thing I got to do, so I can wander around and just I like going to the mall and Target and other places like that where everybody's doing their holiday shopping. I like going when I don't have to do anything, when I got no agenda. I just go and just watch the crowd. Jennifer says they can't ask if you're a woman. That's right. I should just identify as one. Wolfland says I don't know what to get everyone. I mean, there's some people on my list. Like, look. You know, my Christmas list, it's not so much a list as it is concentric circles. You know? And, like, there's obviously my dad. And then there's my very, very close friends. Like, they're checked off the list first. You know? And then after that, I mean, it's some, like, some couple of cousins. I mean, you know, a few friends, and a lot of that ends up just being gift cards. I gotta be honest with you. I don't think gift cards are that bad of a gift, though. A lot of people shit on it. I kind of like getting gift cards. Because, like, if you just, it's not the same as getting money. If you just give me money, it's like, that's great. It's just gonna go in my gas tank or groceries or something. If you give me a gift card, you're like, here, go to a store and buy yourself some goofy, dumb bullshit that you don't need. And I love doing that. So much more so when it's basically free. So yeah, some of those people get gift cards. I think it was like a year last year, because you know 2020 was such fucking shit. I decided I was really gonna extend my Christmas list out, you know. And I hit some people I don't normally get stuff from, you know, some friends. Like I hit up Aaron Clary. I sent him. I actually got him a Cowboy Bebop air freshener and sent it to him in a card. You know, for like his car and shit. And, you know, gift cards and stuff like that. I try to really make sure everybody had a great fucking Christmas last year. Because 2020 was not exactly a good fucking year for anybody. Somebody says consumerist. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I like getting presents for people, man. It's fun. I legitimately like getting presents to people. I like thinking like, okay, what are they into? What do I know they'd like but they don't have? What can I find that they'd like that they don't even necessarily know exists? You know? Like my one buddy. His like 3 favorite things basically are like characters, I guess, are Ghost Rider and Punisher from Marvel and Jason Voorhees. He has a shelf. He has a bookshelf with, I mean, obviously books and shit like that on it, but he's got like 1 or 2 shelves. It's just a bunch of different figures of those things. So I know that I can't go wrong with a Ghost Rider or a Punisher or a Jason for him. You know? You just got to know what your buddy is like. You know? You just got to know what your friends and family like. Somebody says, I feel like that Nintendo bondage ladies things comes from Movie Bob Spank Bank. Well, it comes from my Spank Bank. I don't know about Movie Bob. I feel like maybe they'd all be getting railed by Tyrone and Chad while he watches if it was from Movie Bob Spank Bank. I don't know. But yeah, I like doing Christmas shopping. You know, I told the story numerous times on here when I got my dad, you know, that show Tales of the Gold Monkey back in the 80s that he loved. You know, that show never got a proper release on DVD or even VHS, I think. and he had to take my mother to the hospital because her water broke while his show was on. So I found that bootleg DVD at a Comic Con the one year, and that's kind of why I started doing Christmas shopping so crazy early. Is I got in the habit of doing a lot of that shopping at Comic Cons. You know, over the summer I'd go to a Comic Con, maybe a retro game con, and that's where you find the really oddball stuff. So again, if you know what your buddies like, you can find oddball shit along that lines that they'll adore. I'm making this fat dog sit with me. He's very unhappy. He's sort of breathing heavily and almost a whine to indicate that he's very unhappy with this situation. So he says, Movie Bob's a big fan of cuties. You wouldn't want to see his spank bank. I'm sure I wouldn't. I'm sure. No, you're not getting down. You're not getting down. You're sitting with me. Okay. Oh, I know. It's so terrible. You'll get over it, though, bud. Uh, yeah. Like I said, I like doing the Christmas shopping. I always have. I've never really gotten the idea. Oh, it's so hard to do. I guess. Like, pay the fuck attention to your friends. I don't know what to tell you. Like, maybe just pay attention to them. Put a little bit of fucking thought into it. That's all I'm saying. You know, it ain't hard. But yeah, fuck Thanksgiving. We're on to Christmas already. Right? My Discord server, they're all like, "Oh no, it's Thanksgiving time." Fucking all right, fine. I tried to start a Christmas posting channel on my Discord, and they had to turn it into a Thanksgiving channel. So now I'm just gonna Christmas post on all the channels. So now that's you did this, not me. Now there's nothing to contain the Christmas posting. You want to wash your paw right on my lap there, dog. That's good. She said, my problem is I don't know what they want and don't already have. Jennifer Dahl says her hubby is the best present buyer for me. Well, that's because he probably just pays attention. You know? Like, it's not hard. You know? Just fucking pay attention. Like, you gotta think. Okay, so like the other year. Last year, actually. My best friend. He loves that one Amalgam Comics character. Now, Amalgam Comics was back in the 90s. DC and Marvel did this crossover where the universes got merged into like a new universe that was a combination of the two. And there were characters in that universe that were combination of a Marvel and DC character respectively and had their own histories that were combinations of those two characters they draw from. And one was a combination of Superboy and Spider-Man, Spider-Boy. And he fucking loves the 90s Superboy. He really likes Spider-Man. Spider-Boy's just a fucking thing he adores. And this is something that's never had any official merchandise, and certainly won't now. Two comic one-shots, it is the only thing we ever saw of him. And that'll be the only thing we ever officially see of him probably till the end of fucking time. But I was like, I wonder... Because, sites like Ripped Apparel and other sites like that, they do a lot of t-shirts and stuff that isn't exactly officially licensed. And I thought, I wonder if one of these sites has a fucking Spider-Boy shirt. So I searched the web and I fucking found him one. You are not getting down. He says, I get people really stupid ornaments like dinosaurs and Santa hats. I'm actually a sucker for Hallmark ornaments. Like, just because there's so much, like, cool nerd shit they do Hallmark ornaments of. Superhero stuff, fucking Nintendo stuff, that kind of stuff. We were saying you will eat at the table, you will eat the bird, and you will say grace. No, fuck Thanksgiving. I don't think I have to do Thanksgiving this year either, because the one extended family member that always hosted it last year, she stopped doing it, partly because of the COVID, and partly because she's just getting old. She doesn't really want to do it. She was sort of looking for an excuse. So, like, I don't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving, which I couldn't fucking be happier about. I know my old boomer dad, loves that stupid shit, and he's kind of sad about it, and I feel bad for him, but I couldn't be happier about it. I don't want to fucking go anywhere Thanksgiving. I'd be quite happy to just chill out at home, do some reading, whatever. Maybe go to Sheets and get a chicken quesadilla. No, I don't fuck Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving food's fucking gross. I'm sorry. Most of it's fucking gross. I mean, there's some standouts. Like mashed potatoes are fine. With like garlic butter. Now there's gravy shit. Pumpkin pie is fine. By the way, gravy is the worst of Thanksgiving foods, just so we're clear. Thanksgiving foods aren't particularly good, but then it's like, okay, here's your plate of food. Now, would you like to cover it in this sludge? It comes in two flavors, brown and gray. So here's your sludge to pour all over your fucking food. It looks like the generic pollution from a Captain Planet cartoon, and you're fucking pouring it all over your food. Like, fuck Thanksgiving. Fuck football. Fuck your gay ass parade. And fuck your gross fucking food. Somebody says thoughts on Virginia. I don't know, man. I was surprised. I was very pleasantly surprised with that. Last night I get home and, I'm working second shift, so I get home. I'm cruising through the twatters there on my pen name's Twitter. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I see some stuff and it's like, oh, they're taping pizza boxes up to the windows and shit. And I'm like, here we go again. They're just going to do it again. They stole the presidency. They stole the Georgia Senate seats. They're just going to do it again. And Republicans are going to roll over like cucks. But apparently it wasn't even close enough for them to steal. So we had that going for us. So I was very pleasantly surprised. I still say that, we really need to do something about the magical Democrat votes that appear at fucking 3 in the morning in a room with pizza boxes taped over the windows. I think we probably need to do something about that. And I don't think enough Republicans are really fucking serious about that. But this time, it wasn't close enough to steal. So, somebody says ribs and wings were Thanksgiving food. I'd be fatter and boogie. Yeah, why can't we have good food on Thanksgiving? Like, everybody gives me shit about hating Thanksgiving. They're like, oh, I love Halloween and Christmas. Oh, you but not Thanksgiving. You must be consumerist. Like, no, I like horror movies and I like candy and I like girls dressing up like sluts. Okay? So I love Halloween. I like Jesus. And I like giving presents to my friends. And I like decorating a Christmas tree with my fucking dorky interests. So I like Christmas. Again, what do we do on Thanksgiving? I go sit with a bunch of extended family I'm not particularly close to. We watch fucking football, which is one of the most boring things on God's green earth. And then we eat garbage food. Now, maybe if on Thanksgiving I got together with all my friends and we fucking ate tacos and we watched hockey, or even better, I don't know, a fucking movie or something, like, TNT's usually got a fucking James Bond marathon going on. Maybe we put that on. Then maybe I'd be okay with Thanksgiving, okay? I'm not opposed to the mere idea of thankfulness. I just don't like any of the rituals we do. All right? Somebody says, well, this is a treat. I got to go sleep, but we'll listen tomorrow on the road. Well, you should send some shekels since it's such a shit treat. You know, I called in sick today, and I'm losing all that money. I'm calling in sick. And here I am entertaining you while I was deathly ill today. And y'all ain't sending no shekels. You are not getting down, dog. I'm sorry to tell you. Oh, I know. It's terrible. Life is hard, isn't it? It's hard to be a dog. It's just so hard. Your life is so terrible, isn't it? Sitting on ass, chewing rawhides and bones, eating, shitting, going to the mailbox, hoping the mail lady's out there to give you a biscuit. I know, life is fucking so hard, dog, isn't it? So he said New Jersey has some hot printers. It seems like they ran out of paper. I guess there's something going on in New Jersey. I didn't pay attention to it. I don't pay a tremendous amount of attention to the news anymore, guys. I really don't. You know, I do some. I try to read. I try to. You know, in my spare time, I'm trying to catch up on my reading. Trying to catch up on my writing. That sort of thing, man. You know, gotta watch True Detective Season 1. James on my ass for that.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Duke of Tumwater donates $3. Says, what do you think happened to John Mcafee? I would say his quote-unquote suicide is very suspicious. But I don't know a great deal about it. Just, you know, my hunch is that it's very, very suspicious. Somebody says, just quit and join us neats in a terrible job market that's also somehow experiencing a shortage. I don't know. Maybe they'll fire me because I called off too many times. I've been there 6 months and I've called off, was it 2 or 3 times? I think it was 3. So, you know, oh no, they might fire me for that. You're not getting down, so get that thought out of your head, little guy. I doubt it, though. They need people. And I'm not calling off a lot. There are people there to call off all the fucking time. Like every other fucking week. But hey, you know, you guys want to send me enough super chats, maybe I'll quit. Keep the shekels coming. Oh God, I really would not want to be beholden to do it. I don't have the passion to make this a fucking professional thing anymore.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Duke of Tumwater donates $1 and says, am I doing no nut November this year? No, I'm doing non-stop nut November. Just out of spite for trads, I'm upping my rate of masturbation. Fucking every hour on the hour. No, I'm not doing no nut November, okay? The thing that trads have that started in the cuck community. That's so funny to me. That shit was a fucking thing that, like, you saw people on FetLife talking about 10 years ago. I said, when are the trads going to get into Locktober? Put their dicks in chastity devices for October. Because that's the trad and pure thing to do. Somebody says, do they do stuffed quahogs where you're at? Or is it... I've never heard of that. Isn't Quahog the town where the Griffins live in Family Guy? I've never fucking heard of it beyond that. You're not getting down. I have not changed my mind on that, buddy. Somebody says I did sober October up until the state fair worked. Up until the state fair really worked for the best, considering the last 2 years were non-stop drinking. Well, yeah, I don't. Maybe you need sober October. I guess a lot of these trads need no nut November because they all seem to have the most crippling of porn addictions I've ever fucking seen in my life. You hear these people talk about how porn's ruined their life, and they're like, I was edging to porn for 4 hours a day, and it's like, who the fuck has 4 hours a day to do anything? Do you not have a job? What the fuck are you doing? So yeah, maybe they need no nut November. Maybe they need no nut for a while period, but I'm good. All right, fine, but if you really went down, then you're going to get back in your bed. Okay? You were snoozing until you saw me reach for the headphones, and then you wanted out, and you just want a rawhide, and you're not getting one, because you had one earlier today. Not good for you. All right, so you're going to get back in your bed, buddy. Oh, I know. Life is hard. Go on. That's right. Yeah, I know. Life is so hard, Doggo. But you'll get over it. I did. Somebody says that stuffed cohogs is basically Bell's stuffing with shellfish and sausage served in very large clam shells. Yeah, that doesn't really sound like my cup of tea. I'm not necessarily a huge seafood guy. Like lobster and crab and shrimp and fuck man, even like calamari. Yeah, I'm good. Fish. I mean, depending on how it's prepared, maybe, but I'm not fond of it. But like clams and oysters, I mean, like who is? I can't remember what comedian said this, and so otherwise I'd give credit. But there was a comedian once that said like, "Who was the first person to eat an oyster?" Like, yeah, I cracked open this rock I found in the ocean, and inside of it was a booger, and I ate it. Like,
Have you heard of Jesus?
Duke of Tumwater says, did I watch a debate between Jarrett Taylor and E. Michael Jones over whether race is important reality or fiction? If so, what did I think about it? Did I watch a debate with E. Michael Jones? I feel like you should know the answer for that. I fucking can't stand E. Michael Jones. I don't take him remotely seriously. Jarrett Taylor, I'm indifferent to. I mean, like most Wignats, he takes race way too... Look, race matters. Race is important. It is. Okay? And everybody has the right to be proud of their race, and everybody has the right to want to see their race flourish. Fine. Race isn't all that fucking matters. Just as lobster is delicious, you monster. I like lobster. I said I like lobster, crab, shrimp, and calamari. Those are those are the seafoods that like I'm always up for eating. But like fish, meh, and like I said, clams and oysters are fucking disgusting. Jennifer Dahl says, my local McDonald's now requires you to be max vaxxed to do takeout or coffee. Well, can we get Jennifer Dahl out of fucking gay-ass Cucknanada, gay-ass fucking leaf country up there? You need to come down to America, okay? You are an American in spirit. Trust me, you are more American in spirit than many Americans, okay? I will... Is he Michael Jones American? Because I will gladly trade him to Canada for you. Alright? I will trade Owen Benjamin. In fact, Canada, look, you can have E. Michael Jones. You can have Owen Benjamin. You can have Nick Fuentes. In fact, you can have all of Nick Fuentes' followers if you just give us Jennifer Dahl. All right. She's like the only Canadian at this point I want coming down here. They won't let anyone fly out of Canada. We need the Underground Railroad, Jennifer Dahl, across the border. Sneak her down here on a moose. Be like Irene. Be like Irene and just come down here and just fucking just be an illegal alien in Vegas for 9 months. Someone says E. Michael Jones is a race denier. I'm sure E. Michael Jones thinks that race doesn't matter at all because all that matters to him is worshiping Mary. Worshiping Mary in tradition and occasionally tangentially thinking about Jesus Christ. Jennifer Dahl, she has to sneak across her bunnies now, too. She's raising bunnies. All right. Well, that's fine. You know, you can always... Rabbits are fine. We can bring more rabbits down here. It's fine. It's not like rabbits are ever going to hurt anything. But yeah, a debate between E. Michael Jones and Jared Taylor. I mean... I probably dislike Jared Taylor a lot less than E. Michael Jones, but I can't say I'm particularly big on either one of them. I never read his book, White Identity. I had it on the wish list for a little while, and it was like right before Amazon banned it. I don't even know where you'd get it now, but I'm not... That was back when I was like, buy a book and I'll try and read it and actually like give my thoughts on a stream and shit, but I have no actual interest in reading White Identity for any other reason, so... I mean, I always kind of want something if I'm told I can't have it. But beyond that, I got a stack of books I'm reading right now. I'm reading something called, well, shit, I'll just bring up the, let me find my, I snapped a picture of my stack of books to put on Facebook. Because, you know, social media makes hordes of us all like that. Let's see. What am I reading right now? Hang on, chat. Oh, you know what? I just got a comic today. Wednesday, New Comics Day. It was a little DC put out this little Elseworld story called Dark Knights of Steel. Issue 1 came out today, and it's like this little. It's like recasting, DC Universe characters in a medieval fantasy type setting. It's pretty fucking good so far. Issue 1, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, little recommendation.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Sinking Chief sends $3. Thank you very much. It says, "What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? Ham, green bean casserole, or pecan pie?" I mean, of those three, I can usually get down with a honey baked ham. I'm not a big fan of pork in general, but a honey baked ham, I can usually be all right with. Pecan pie, I actually really don't like nuts in general. I'm not a fan of pecans. I like some things that are made from nuts. Like, I like peanut butter. I like almond butter. I like pesto. But just regular nuts, I don't know. Nuts have this weird texture. It's like oily sawdust. I don't care for it. Green bean casserole is... That's like the epitome of everything wrong with Thanksgiving food. I mean... Probably the best traditional Thanksgiving food is probably mashed potatoes, because you can't fucking go wrong with mashed potatoes. Okay, potatoes are good. All right, mash them up, particularly if you leave bits of the skin in there, and then put some garlic butter on that shit. Maybe a little sour cream if you're feeling squirrely. That shit's delicious. Keep your fucking gravy away from it, though. I don't want I don't want your brown or gray slug
Have you heard
anywhere
of
near my food.
Jesus?
Duke Tumwater says, what are your thoughts on the recent drama over simps worshipping female abs? I mean, chick in good shape. I mean, I don't tell you. It's okay with me. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily, do much of a fucking six-pack or something, but chick in good shape's okay with me. I mean, if you're looking at me for me to go hard against it, you're probably talking to the wrong guy. I mean, have you seen some of these fucking memes? You think a chick being able to beat me up is something that would bother me? All right, so my current reading stack. So I got Family of Secrets by Russ Baker, which is a really thick-ass fucking book going through the history of the Bush family and what pieces of shit they are. I got a couple of Christian books. God Without Religion by Andrew Farley. I just started. It's pretty good so far. Way of the Dragon or The Way of the Lamb by Kyle Strobel and, what is that, Jamie Gogan? Can't quite make that out on this picture here. And I'm reading Mariah Carey's autobiography right now, too, because I'm a fucking huge Mariah Carey fan. Cynic and Chief in the chat says, mashed potatoes and garlic butter is fantastic. I like gravy and bacon on it. I feel like you specifically said both those two things just to hurt me. Gravy and bacon. So he says pesto isn't nuts, is it? Pine nuts are one of the ingredients in pesto. I mean, and if you hand me just some pine nuts to eat, I'm gonna be like, this isn't food. To me, eating nuts this raw just on their own, that's like, I don't know, eating flour. Yes, this is a thing we can use to make food, but it is not in its current state food. So he says deep fried turkey isn't that bad. Pesto is mostly basil. There's a lot of basil in pesto, yes, but there are pine nuts in pesto. Do you know how many times when I worked third shift, in the mid-2000s, I watched that Magic Bullet fucking infomercial? Where the guy's making all these different breakfast foods with the Magic Bullet, and he makes fucking pesto there. The fucking recipe for pesto is basically seared into my brain. So he says, I don't mind raw nuts personally. And most people don't. It's just one of those quirks I have, or I can't fucking stand it. There are certain very, very common foods that everybody seems to love that I think are disgusting. I understand that. I think bacon's disgusting. I think most pork is disgusting. But bacon's probably the worst to me. No one's like, what do you mean it's bacon? There's motherfuckers that, half their fucking personality is liking bacon. She says pine nuts are usually included, but not always. She says, you mean all common food? Not all common food. But yeah, a lot of it. Certainly all that country kitchen crap. It's not food, it's slop. Good God, I remember a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, some friends from a church, very close family to me and my dad. Well, their son, who's about 14, was over helping my dad work on a car. And my dad loved that because he loves, showing somebody how to do it. I mean, I have more knowledge than your average person just being around him, but I don't really give a shit about cars. So I'm not sitting there eagerly. I've never been eager to learn about it, I learned what I need to know because cars are an essential aspect of modern life. But I don't give much of a fuck. But this kid did. So my dad's teaching him all this stuff, and he's helping him, in return. So I get up around noon. They've been working out there and all. It was a Saturday. What can I say? I'm second shift. I get up around noon. And I'm like, well, let's go get something to eat. So we take him over and we get him some Charlie wings. Carlos and Charlie's used to make Charlie wings, which were these garlic butter parmesan kind of wings. And amazing recipe. I've never had it anywhere else. And Carlos and Charlie's disappeared a couple years ago. Somehow this place Mix around here, which is weird because it's a chain, got the fucking recipe for Charlie wings. So we'd been beating it to death. So my point is, this kid, this evangelical kid who's been raised on his formerly Mennonite's mom country kitchen food his whole fucking life, he sits down and eats these Charlie wings, and this is the first time he's experiencing flavor, basically, in his whole fucking short life. He's like, this is the best food I've ever had. It's like, no, what you're eating now is food, okay? This is actual food, okay? It's not slop that you've been eating. This is actual food. This is your first time having actual food. Saying Chief said, I've had Charlie wings at Beckloff. They're fantastic. Well, yeah, that's the thing. They went away for a while. I think it was around 2018-ish, maybe a little earlier, that Carlson Charlie's finally closed. And that was it for a while. The Charlie wings are just fucking gone, right? And then I'm at this place Mix a couple months ago. I'm looking at the fucking wing selection. I'm like, Charlie wings. And, it says garlic, butter, parmesan. I'm like, really? So I order some. They're fucking Charlie wings. Christian says Italian food Thanksgiving for the win. That'd be awesome. God, maybe do like some Greek food or fucking Mexican or some shit. Like if we were just all having fucking tacos, like that'd be awesome. I love making tacos for people. I love when I get a bunch of friends over and make a bunch of tacos, because then you don't have to worry about cooking too much meat. You know what I mean? I like to do either chicken or sometimes I'll do like ground beef mixed with chorizo. That's pretty good. But with chicken, what I like to do is I like to cook some chicken breasts in chili oil. And then cut it up and kind of just keep it hot on the skillet. That's spicy as shit, but God, that's good. But I make tacos I do a soft and hard shell together. And I do a little bit of sour cream and hot sauce between the soft and hard shell. See, that gives you the structural integrity of a soft shell, but still the crunchiness of a hard shell. The problem with a hard shell taco is it falls apart in like one bite. You take one bite of a hard shell taco and it turns into just a pile of nachos. But yeah, I love making tacos for people. It's funny, I had a bunch of people over, and like, I got all the stuff out, my buddy's girlfriend was like, who's going to eat the soft shells? And I'm like, sweetie, sit down, all right? Just sit down. Let me do it, all right? I know what I'm doing. So it says cooking for less than 5 is a pain in the ass. It really is, man. It can really be difficult. I try to cook more at home, but it is exceedingly difficult. Yeah. So he says, I'll feed you food from the 1800s. You can see if you like modern food or not. What is that channel there's like a cooking channel that YouTube constantly fucking recommends to me? And I've never clicked on it because every one of those videos looks fucking disgusting. Townsend, I think. He like recreates old recipes from like the 17 and 1800s, and every one of them looks fucking disgusting. Like I would rather eat the end of my fucking 45 pistol than this fucking meal. I've never clicked on any of them, but YouTube will not stop fucking recommending them to me because I watch like Babish and shit like that. And they're like, "Oh, you watch Babish? Here, do you want to learn how to prepare a boiled goose anus with a 1757 recipe?" Like, no, thank you. I really don't. I'm never clicking on one of his things. His shit looks grosser than fucking Cooking with Jack. Every time I just see the thumbnail, it's a constant reminder that for all the trads going on about return to tradition, it's like 99% of your ancestors would suck a dick to trade places with you. Let's be real. Your ancestor from like 100 or 200 years ago would look at the fucking grocery store in your town. Even now with empty shelves Biden shit going on and go, "You live in a paradise." You live in an absolute paradise. What are you possibly bitching about? Our biggest problem is that we're too fat. We literally have it too good. You understand that? That's our biggest fucking problem. This is, when are we going to get cooking with Beckloff? I mean, I just told you, my taco recipe there. Here's how I make tacos. Again, I'll go through the whole thing. So, you make up your meat. Again, either beef with chorizo and some just basic sauce. You can get store-bought if you're lazy. You can make your own. It ain't difficult to make taco sauce. Just, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I'll take the... I'll take the fucking store-bought taco sauce. Fuck it. But, or cook up chicken and chili oil. That's great. So, get your soft shell. Some sour cream on it. A little bit of hot sauce. I particularly like my pineapple serrano hot sauce. Sweet and very hot at the same time. Hard shell in there. Cheese at the bottom. Then your meat on top of it. Because you want the heat from your meat to be melting your cheese. Alright? Then I put just a little bit of cheese on top of the meat. That's mostly for aesthetic reasons, because most of the cheese is below it. And then some diced up tomatoes and onions and jalapenos up on top. There's your taco. Somebody says, never forget Boris Yeltsin's reaction to American grocery store. He was amazed to see so much food. Yeah, like I said, 99% of your ancestors would suck a dick to trade places with you if they saw that grocery store. They'd be like, "Oh my God." They'd be like, "Look at all I could buy with a single day's wage." So, we got problems, but I'm just saying, have some perspective about it, Somebody says, we need a Cooking with Beckloff episode about making that cheese bread. The cheese bread. Oh, man, that was so good. That's so bad for you. Holy shit. So I got a sandwich roll from the grocery store, right? I even got like one of the ones that was discount. It was half stale. Because fuck it, I'm toasting it anyways. Slice down the middle, lengthwise. I did it a couple of different ways. I tried slicing, but this is the way that works best. Slice down the middle, lengthwise. And I slathered this motherfucker in garlic butter. Slathered. And I mean, I made garlic butter. Like, I got some fresh garlic, chopped that shit up, chop the shit out of it. Put it in a little mixer with some butter. Heat it up in the microwave. Melt it in the microwave. A little bit of garlic and onion powder on top of it mixed in, and a little bit of herbs just for little greens coloring in there. Little flecks of green always makes it look more Italian, right? So then I slathered this fucking bread, both this all over it basically with this garlic butter. Then had fresh pieces of mozzarella in there, couple of small pieces of brie, and some little bit of shredded cheddar. Put that in the oven, about 350 for about, I think it was like 5-10 minutes. Holy shit. That was amazing. Just as how about an attempt to recreate the McDonald's sweet and sour sauce? I love McDonald's sweet and sour sauce. I will go to McDonald's and get nuggets just for that sweet and sour sauce once in a while. Also, if you're kind of watching your money, the McNuggets are a pretty cheap lunch. No, Chad, I don't want to watch Cooking with Hoarders. I've seen that before. It was horrifying. The Szechuan sauce isn't that bad. No, I don't know about the Szechuan sauce. I was just talking about their regular sweet and sour sauce. Is really good. Jennifer Doll says McNuggets are expensive as fuck here. Really? Like, I can go and get a 10-piece McNugget and a giant fucking large Dr. Pepper for like $5. And I mean, it's pretty hard to get a lunch for under 10 anymore. McNuggets are great, though. It's probably the best thing McDonald's has. Somebody says, you seen Jim's newest show? He was still going on about Mersh. I saw he was going on about Mersh. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think a lot of it's fair. I mean, I'm not like... I don't have any vested interest in defending Mersh. I just don't think... I just don't think a lot of the criticism is that particularly fair. I tell you. Like, oh, he called the cops on people. It's like, it doesn't seem like that's what he did. It seems like other people called the cops on him, and then he told the cops, I think these guys are doing it to me. I mean, that doesn't really seem like some unreasonable thing to me. The South will rise again with a Virginia Republican governor. I know a lot of leftists are fucking ass-blasted mad right now. Yeah, I guess they thought they were just going to steal all the elections from now on. And in all fairness, I'm starting to think that myself. Somebody says a shooter in Norfolk. I didn't hear about that. Like I said, I'm not watching the news a lot. You know. I get a little bit of news from
Have you heard of Jesus?
From my Twitter feed. That's about it. Somebody says, did Mersh said anything in response to Bake Alaska confronting him in public? The only thing I saw, and this was around the time it happened, was he had some joke on Twitter where he said, I didn't want to, get in a fight with him because then I would be charged with damaging federal property. So Duke Tumwater sends $, says thoughts on Baked Alaska being found guilty on all 3 charges he was hit with. Fuck Baked Alaska. Baked Alaska's a fucking menace. All right, like he just goes around doing crimes and live streaming it. So yeah, fuck him. I'm. It's a piece of shit. I'm glad he's off the street. I don't understand the love of Baked Alaska. I never did. You know. Let's see what we got. So he says he literally goes around making an ass of himself. He literally goes around doing crimes and live streaming it. Like just being a general fucking menace. I always kind of thought like one day he'd pull that shit in the wrong neighborhood and that we'd just get to witness his murder live. Like just somebody murder him. Alright, well, I'm about to ask him. I'm fucking tired, man. I'm barely able to keep my eyes open. Like I said, I'm trying to not end up falling asleep too fucking early. So I'm gonna probably wrap this up. Folks, if you enjoy the content, do consider supporting the show. Streamlabs.com/Speckloff. Send a donation with a message when I'm not live, and I'll see it when I am live. PayPal.me/Beckloff. I think the Beckloff.store still works as a link to my my Amazon wishlist. But that's about it for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening. Beckloff out.